Welcome to Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Today we have Daniel Gutierrez.
Hello, Anna Barris.
Hello, you're back.
I'm back. I was here. Well, not here. I was on your podcast in the lockdown.
Yeah, the second one I started the podcast.
Yeah. It's
You're
like
in my top 10 or first 20 guests, easy.
Like top 10.
Top 10 first guests. Top 10 first guests. Not like I'm not rating the guests.
I mean, are you rating them, or are you talking about? Is this a chronological thing? Then I'm not interested.
Yeah, I know. Maybe you were a bit late. I don't know.
No, I think it took us a while. I think you had asked me a few times, and I was like, not this week. It's one of those things that just carries on for a while.
Because we're all a little bit less available emotionally in the second that lockdown. Oh my god! But yeah, today we're recording at the Wall Comedy Club. You don't do any shows here anymore, right?
I don't. I'm seeing my poster right there.
Yeah, I'm looking at your face over there and here.
Right.
There's
right.
all this Gutierrez around me.
When I was young and handsome.
Yeah, well, you're still young and handsome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're like, the pandemic did you well.
Dude, of course, yeah. The pandemic was like, I actually look younger than I did before.
You look younger. You've got like this like great stable relationship.
Yeah, it's nice now.
You're moving in together.
That's like an adult shit.
It's
adults only.
Adults only today. You're like you've come to the table, all right?
Real adults, real adults step up,
You're
That's
even
just like I'm also like it's so crazy that I would call myself, because it's just like I feel like I've only been adulting for the past month, and it's like as an adult, It's like
a position of experience.
It's like comedians who just start and are just like a month in, like, here's what you need to do.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
Oh my god.
As an adult, I don't know.
Yeah, and you're learning German, which I think is the most adult thing I've heard. Well, moving in with your partner's adult,
a lot of immature people will learn German.
This is true. This is true. But you've lived in Berlin for how long?
What is time? I think
That's
I've
a
been
good one.
here. Yeah, I've been here a while. I don't know. I think I just. Well, the thing is, like, you know my situation. I've never needed it, and I've never been interested in German. I moved to Berlin because I liked Berlin as a city, as a place to live in, and I liked the vibe of Berlin.
Yeah.
And I liked the comedy scene here. It was just like small enough but big enough, kind of,
Yeah.
So very, very, very low ceiling, I guess. But like, it's still like you can get up a lot, and it just feels it's a good vibe, And I like the city a lot. So, but I moved here never thinking of Germany. But in my mind, I never lived in Germany.
Yeah.
So it would be strange when people are like, how's it like to live in Germany? Like, oh,
I'm in my cone.
I don't interact with that many. It's been. This has actually been very hard, the German thing, because here's the thing. I don't want to do it. I'm only doing it for just like I'm just trying to stay here slightly longer term, and it's demanded of me now.
Yeah.
So I don't care for it. I don't really want to do it. I feel like I have to. I feel like a little bit like I'm in school. I feel like I'm in high school and just like, nope, you gotta fucking finish this. And I'm like, just kind of put your head down, finish it, graduate. But it's not something that interests me. And it's been so many years. Like I dropped out of college early, So like, I've been outside
what were you studying at college?
Creative writing.
That adds up, yeah.
Yeah, but like
you were like, I've got this, I'm leaving.
Well, the thing is, I never liked formal education, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't like to be tested, and I don't like to be evaluated. I like learning a lot, and I was like, I've always been a self-learner, and I've always enjoyed it, but I don't seek, just academic validation. It just like it rubs me the wrong way. As long as whenever I have to do something, I'm like, no. And especially I feel like for college, it was like, I'm not gonna spend money on something that I don't want to do. Like I'd rather like I was always a creative, and I was just playing music back then. It was my dream, and it was just like, I just want to play music for a living, and let's just jump into this, why waste a bunch of time and money into something that I don't want to do,
Totally.
So I think it was like that thing, and I always hated school, and it was school sucks. It's just like a thing for me. Like
what you studied? It was where did you study? Where was your school?
New York, Brooklyn College. But like I here's the thing. Like I also went to school in Venezuela for a year before I left, because I graduated high school at 16. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I could do stuff because my mom was like, you gotta go to college. She was like, fuck. All right.
Yeah, if you finish school that early, you can't just be an adult after school. You have to
you
keep
just kinda
studying.
have to do it there, you know. So I did like a year there, social communications, and Central University there in Caracas and stuff. And like, I just never liked school. I was never an academic type.
Mm-hmm. Why did you finish school so early? Were you like accelerated?
I was kind of smart.
Yeah, I bet.
No, I guess I skipped a year, like early on.
Okay, yeah.
So I was always like a year younger than my classmates, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And,
that kind of fucked you, because then it was like you couldn't make it. Like you had to just keep studying even though you'd finished it, because you legally couldn't really work, right?
Yeah, I was working anyway, but like I could legally work, just not.
You could legally work, okay,
yeah.
But your mom was like, you have to.
Yeah, I was working at a record store when I was 16.
Yeah, you were. That was my dream job for so long.
It was my dream job for a long time, and I was also like, it was a place where I would go there all the time, and I was geek out and just fucking listen to stuff.
Yeah.
It was also this. I love this place because it was like this place in Caracas that would like all their CDs you could actually open and like listen to, and you could like come into like with like 10 CDs and just like me and my friend, we would just go there. We'd skip school and go there like and spend like 8 hours there just fucking listening to new shit, and just like, oh, and then he gets one and I get another one and we loan it to each other. It's like a different time, man.
Yeah, no, I remember
Fucking
this.
90s,
like
man.
I would spend like going to the music store was a regular pastime for my dad and my brother and I. Just going to and because we had stores where you get whatever CDs you liked and you could go and listen to them, and any CD you could play and listen to, and isn't it crazy, like the generation now and even us now, the idea of just standing and listening to like, because there was no TV, there was no like video element, it was just us standing listening to music.
Yeah.
And that was like that was a very complete experience. There was nothing lacking.
It was everything. It was just like it was so everything back then, you know. Like I think I don't know. It's one of those like I don't know if kids right now appreciate it. Like, I'm sure they do, but it's just
I'm not sure. Yeah,
it's just harder when it's just like you have so many more options, you know.
Yes, exactly. Like why would you just listen porn, when you can watch?
It's like with porn. They have so many things that are just like, you know, you don't appreciate like having like I don't know. I remember when I was 12, 13, like just like a friend of yours has a VHS tape and the tape is being passed around like, yeah. The tape was dripping with cum at some point.
Absolutely. Probably. But even
like why are you coming inside of a VCR? I don't know, but we're doing it.
But
it's
even
the 90s,
like magazines
we didn't
too.
know. Yeah.
You know, like I remember, like we had the internet, but it's like when we were teenagers, we didn't have our own internet. It was like a shared computer, or you know, like there were maybe 2 computers in the house.
Fucking dial-up too.
Dial-up, Jesus.
So dial-up is just like this slow loading things. You know, if you're waiting for a picture, there's no video really. Like I remember the first videos with like Real Player would show you like a 10-second clip of something. It used to be like a movie that you like.
Right, but it was also like the buffering would take as long as the.
It would be forever just to watch that little small clip from like Clueless that you liked or some shit. Like I don't know, man.
Right.
It was also like the most like benign shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Just
but
like
if you're having to wait this long for something to buffer or to load, it's like the chances that your parents are going to walk in or someone's going to see
they're a lot higher, yeah.
So much higher. So it's like you can't just watch something and quickly shut it down, like, you know.
I remember having also like the problem of like, because it's dial-up, it'll be like my mom needs the phone and she's knocking on the door and just like and I'm like, this is not gonna help, you know.
Just keep that rhythm.
This whole thing distracted me for a while, you know. So yeah.
But faster, mom, knock faster. But yeah, like I wonder if kids these days, and I think it's just the options. But like I wonder how many people actually can still like. You know how often you'd be like, hey, I want to play you a song. And then you'd play the song and you'd both just sit there and just listen. That was the only thing you'd do. You'd just
It's harder,
listen.
I think. Yeah, it's true. Because because of attention spans are not the same.
Totally.
Just even now. Like even if we grew up with that and still our attention span is not even, I don't know. It's hard to do that. Like if you told me like, hey, listen to this song. Like I'll pay attention and listen to that song. But I don't think I'd carry a second song.
No, or you pull
I
out
feel
your
like
phone at one point and
yeah.
multitask.
And we're like, oh shit,
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
yeah.
Totally.
Oh yeah, cool, yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, it was a thing about like experiencing things.
Yeah.
It's like a full on experience.
Yeah, of like putting on the headphones and just listening to this album and looking at that, like the album artwork and fucking.
But also, shit mattered more at that age too. I think that's a thing too. You know, like I think by now I'm just a little more jaded and I'm like a little more. You know, I'm very passionate about some things. Mm-hmm. And I'm very excited about.
So you're saying like listening to music isn't like, what do you mean?
As in, I don't know that I get the. I don't know if it's that frequent for me to have that level of like joy and attention of just like fucking like, oh, this album fucking like, and I listen just and repeat forever and I obsess about it and I'm just like find out things about it. I didn't find out like not even when like you weren't Googling things, you were just like finding books and magazines and things and talking to people, just like, and there's this whole mythology of shit that was interesting as well. That I think you don't really have right now because all your answers are right there, you know?
Totally.
There's no
hype.
Yeah. And now I don't know. I there's a lot of things that I enjoy. I think I just gravitate more towards like good TV. It's like it's my shit now. It's like what I geek out about.
Yeah.
If I'm obsessed with a TV show, I'm obsessed with a TV show. I'm on Reddit all the time. I'm fucking
Really?
talking about I'm like, so extremely geeky about this shit.
Interesting.
So much, man.
Like, what are your top 3 shows? What would you say that come to your mind? Yeah.
The new Atlanta season. I think Atlanta is a revolutionary show. Again,
oh yeah.
I love Atlanta to death.
Atlanta. Okay. So it's about Atlantis.
Atlanta is a Donald Glover produced show. Childish Gambino.
Yeah. I think I've seen the thing somewhere.
But it's just like it's such an interesting. It's such an interesting show.
Is he trying to get into the music? Is it about him?
Yeah, well, it's not quite. His cousin is as an up and coming rapper. That's how it starts. But the show takes such turns too, because like the show becomes such a bizarre thing. They play a lot with horror. They play a lot with
really?
They play a lot with absurd stuff.
Ooh.
There's bottle episodes that have nothing to do with the rest of the thing, and it's just like. It's a very black show. It's a very I feel like it reclaims a lot of like Donald Glover's feelings about how he's been interpreted his whole life, and that comes through. And there's also Brian Tyree Henry, who plays his cousin there, is just one of my favorite actors, hands down. And I'm obsessed with that show. It's a great show.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it because that sounds amazing.
If you want more Rex, I can give you the this called show The Bureau.
The Bureau.
It's a French show.
Oh, I think my parents got into that.
Fantastic fucking
and my brother.
show.
Yeah. It's like kind of.
It's about
crime?
French. It's about French spies, basically, and they deal a lot in the Middle East, and like it's all this like personal shit that it just feels so. It's the people who do this job. Oh my god, the level of fucked
espionage.
up. It just makes you feel like you are a well-adjusted man. It just makes me like I'm like, dude, I got it.
Well,
it's
okay,
fine.
How does it make you? Okay, how does watching a spy series make you feel well adjusted?
Because they have to be so detached. No, like I am, not like they are.
No, that you are. Like how can anything make you feel like a well adjusted man?
I don't know. Just the fact that I'm not. I don't know that you have to be so. Just emotionally fucked and everything, the trauma that you carry from mission to mission. This thing, it's a brutal show. It's a very smart show. It's a very tense show. It's really well written. I recommend it. It's 5 seasons now, so like you can binge the shit out of it.
Oh, I like that because I think when my parents and my brother recommended it, that only had like 1 season or 2 seasons, and when that happens, I'm a bit like, let's see. Okay, that's interesting. So the idea
Prestige TV is like all I care about right now. I just like I don't really I feel like I was thinking before I came here because I was thinking that this. I think the idea of this podcast was more like sex based. Is this would you say Adults Only was a sex-oriented show, or was it not really?
I tend to move everything towards sex at one point or another.
Don't I know it?
But also darkness, like as in I've got quite a dark tendency in my, like I find fucked up things funny, right? So it's like Adults Only in the darkness of it, the sex of it, and then like, you know, anything that's like maybe, just like kind of adult, right? Like that's where it comes from.
Yeah. I think
not necessarily light is what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure. Well, I think it's because I feel like it's what the listenership would like.
Definitely.
All three of them.
All three of them.
How many?
Shout out to you. I get like 200 downloads a week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. My bad. Come to my show and shit.
They're mainly in Germany and then the US and the UK.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. Because like, I feel like you've caught me on the wrong time to do this show.
That's all right.
In terms of like sex stories and shit. Like, I don't know. I feel like a few years ago I would have been a lot more salacious.
Salacious.
It would have been more like, ooh, you hear that story?
Yeah. But we got you talking on the first episode together about like you doing porn writing and like with all of your that's an interesting direction to go though. With all of your, because also the last episode we did together, we talked quite a bit about films as well. And so, you wrote for porn, you do stand up, like with your passion for TV, would you be interested in writing like a screen, like a script, like a, what do they call it? Like
script.
a script. No,
very good. Welcome to the business, Anna Barros.
There's another name for it.
Yeah.
What's the term for it when you write like a
pilot?
Nah. What's the term when you write an episode for a TV show that already exists?
Like a
What's that called?
package.
There's a special name for it.
Yeah.
But regardless, would you be interested in moving and giving that a crack if that's really your passion?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think it's the next step.
Yeah.
I'm interested in exploring. I actually feel like because I don't like stand up that is too serious.
Yeah.
So I like when I do stand up, it's important for me to feel silly.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Like a little bit silly. I need to be a little bit silly. Like even if it gets dark and if it gets but I think there's things that I would like to explore more of myself into like things that are funny but that are a little more
serious.
Yeah,
maybe.
Story based and dramatic in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Well, I think that's an interesting direction to go. I always wanted to write. I still have his book. Toby Arsalan lent me the book, which is the script.
A spec script is what you were thinking.
Yeah. There we go. A spec. What's the full name for it? A spec.
I
don't fucking know. But yeah, I borrowed this book from Toby Arsalan, which is like basically how to write a screenplay. Like it's the book for how to write a screenplay.
Right.
And I need to give it back to him. Toby, if you ever listen to my podcast, I'm really sorry. I'll give it back to you at one point if you want to be friends again.
Wow. Shots fired, dude.
No, like I don't have a problem with him. I think he doesn't like me. All good, no problems. No, just like, with the breakdown of my relationship with his ex-housemate. I think it's just that.
I don't think people give a shit that much.
I don't think he cares, but I think we just naturally drifted because that relationship
People
ended.
drift also. Like, I don't necessarily think... sometimes I'm not mad at someone. I just don't see him for a couple of years.
Yeah, right? It's
and
true.
then also, like, it depends on the circles you're moving around. Like, sometimes people are doing less stand-up or like... or do different shows.
It's true.
Don't really, coincide. Sometimes you'll see people that I haven't seen that guy in like 6 months. Have you not been performing? No. Have you not been? No. Like it just didn't.
The scene's getting big enough where we're able to not see people, which is kind of great. No, I'm joking.
Yes, I don't know. I'm fine with it.
No, I'm like, I'm not like, yes, I don't have to see these people. It's just more, I think that's great for the scene.
No.
But, anyway, I do want to write a screenplay at one point. I did, like, that was on my to-do list for 2022 to get into another writing project. Like, I really do enjoy writing, and actually did like some, I don't know, like this magazine interview recently, which I thought, I don't know how much of a magazine it is, but like, thank you if they're listening. And they were like, what would be the best thing like what would be the most exciting, like if someone called you on called your phone right now and with an opportunity for you, what would be the best thing that opportunity like could be? Like what would your dream opportunity be if someone called you right now with it?
Oof. Off the top right now?
Now you don't have to answer this, but like
you're telling me your story.
Yeah,
My bad. I thought you were interviewing me.
But if you if you want to meditate on that in the background, but I really had to think about because it's like in my position with comedy, you know, there's no way, like I can imagine some comics being like, I'd want my Netflix special. Like I'm not there. Like I've only been doing this for 5 years. You know, like I need to build up a followership, but what I'd really like the next opportunity, I would love to be asked to write and perform in a comedy like series. That would be to write for it and perform in it. That would be the shit. And so, I do want to get more into projects where I can be writing more. Are you manifesting it
on this show?
I'm trying to manifest. I've just realized I'm talking about it too in order to manifest. Yeah. But in terms of like relationship, sex stuff.
Well,
you're
in a new relationship now.
I am in a relationship now.
Yeah, now I've been in it for 1 month. You told me today.
For 1 month, we celebrated.
That's like a record breaker in the last few years.
In the last few years, I usually get to 6 weeks and it ends. And usually it gets to a month, and I'm plotting how to end it.
And you're not currently plotting it.
Oh, not at all.
Not on this side of the equation, but like maybe we don't know how he feels. I guess.
No, it's pretty. We're in love.
Where is this gentleman from?
Philly, the U.S.
Oh, okay.
He's from Philly.
How old is he?
He turns 40 on Tuesday.
Oh, an age-appropriate one. Look at you, man. This is going places.
I know, right? Like, it's got legs. It's got legs. This is like an adult relationship.
It is very weird to get, like, giddy and say it out. But
He's
yes.
almost 40.
Yeah, no, I get it. I feel adult sometimes, and I try to control my impulses. Like, I'm such a grown-up.
I'm such a grown-up.
So, yeah.
Yeah, like it's super exciting.
Where do you think this is going? Is this the one?
I think this is the one.
Wow. No pressure, dude.
Yeah, no pressure. But like it's a bit terrifying, you know, to feel so good with someone as well. But like staying grounded. But I do feel like this is my person. Like it's just so comfortable, exciting. Our energy levels are matched. Our like moral compasses are matched. Humor, you know, the way we want to, like the way we just naturally kind of like care for each other and respect and like support.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And you know, and he's a big fan of me. I'm a big fan of him, and yeah, we're, you know, making it happen.
You heard it here in Adults Only.
You did. We're also in an open dynamic.
Okay.
Now the thing is, before we met, I had just bought I'd bought the Ethical Slut. Have you read it?
Yeah, but okay, what's your policy with this one right now?
Yeah.
How are you doing it?
Yeah, so I'm doing it very, very differently to I've ever done before, and it's because I started reading The Ethical Slut, and I'm still, you know, it's a book that I go to and I need some insight. But the first chapter that I started reading was about sort of managing jealousy or understanding jealousy, and in reading that, even before I met my person, I was blown away with the concept, because no one talks about it, of how jealousy is a really interesting teacher of what your insecurities are, and jealousy can manifest in like rage or you know, like different other feelings. But then what's informing it is, you know, is it that you want to be doing, like, let's say your partner has a date with someone, is the jealousy because you want to do that kind of date, or is it because you don't feel like you're enough, you feel threatened, you feel you don't feel loved, like, and it's all, you know, based on insecurity. And the idea of having an open relationship is to say, okay, so the logic for me of wanting an open relationship,
you want to fuck, and no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, it's like
no, but yes.
well, yeah, and also it's like, but the logic is like, I don't see why being with a partner, why we should reduce our abilities to have sex and feel love with people. And the thing is, if you're with a partner and, you know, if they want to have sex with someone, that doesn't reduce their love for you. If they even have love for someone else, that doesn't reduce their love for you. There's not a finite amount of love. It does come down to time and like how and respect. So, you know, if you, like we've said to each other in this, my person and I have said, you know, we are each other's priorities, but, you know, if we have like sort of lovers on the side, and so long as they know that we're together and they're okay with that.
Sure.
And then like having also like sex with other people together is also a possibility. But it's more like, you know, if someone's going to fall in love with someone else and leave you, they're going to do that regardless of your open relationship.
That's true. If anything, there's more of a because you have the freedom. Because I actually think, because I don't know, technically I'm in an open relationship, but I just don't really see most, like, I don't know. I just like it's been a while.
Yeah.
You know, and I just don't seek it necessarily because it's it feels like a hassle.
Yeah,
it
totally.
feels like and there's something about the comfort of knowing, you know. I think it's like it's like when people stop drinking and people are like, you know, if you say like, I'm never drinking again, fuck, that's so hard, you know. But if you go like, right now I'm not drinking for a bit, I'm taking a little break, you know, it's so much more achievable.
Totally.
So I think the idea of just like feeling like you could, or you have this freedom, or you have also there's something to be said about the lack of jealousy, or like the you know
the managing and looking at and dealing with jealousy, you know, because jealousy still exists because it's just your insecurities activating.
Yeah, but I feel like open relationships do tend to, or people in open relationships tend to be less jealous in general. Just you wouldn't agree to it
because you wouldn't agree to it otherwise. Yeah, but like still like feelings of jealousy are natural, and you know, and like they do come up anyway. Like they can come up in friendships, or you know,
I think in my case, I think it happens more in friendships than in relationships. Because I feel like relationships have always been more like I don't know. Ever since I found out that non-monogamy was a tolerable thing, like people that were like, "You're okay with that?" I was like, "Oh, that sounds amazing," you know.
Yeah.
And I've always, but I think with friendships and with just other kinds of interpersonal relationships, I've actually felt more jealous about, you know.
Yeah.
Or like with your parents or something like that when you're a kid, or stuff like that. You know, I think that's more likely to happen to me than with a partner.
I love a partner. I think also a big motivation for me wanting to be in an ethically non-monogamous relationship is fucking those words are just so like wank wank.
I know, right?
I know.
It's like you gotta find an acronym that it's cute.
Yeah, or just like a cuter word in general, you know, non-monogamy or non-monogamy. No, that's horrible. And like, why do we need to say ethical? Why do we need to say ethical? It's like, I'm sorry, I'm in a disrespectfully non-monogamous relationship. Like, no.
I think the term is what throws me off a little bit, because it just I don't know. I think it does matter when you meet somebody in a bar and they're just like, well, I'm in an ethical non-monogamous. Like, I just because it does inform you who this person is a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it does inform me like and this might be just a read, but like I will see it as like, oh fuck, this is gonna be like an intense
totally
thing, you know?
right.
It's gonna be like a fun. I don't know.
I think. Yeah, I agree with you. There's something connected to that terminology, connected to a community of people where it's just like, ugh, this is gonna be drama, and I'm gonna get roped into the like kind of. It's like when someone's like, I'm poly, and I'm like, ugh, I want to run away. Like, and I'm not saying that poly people
seems
are bad.
Like I don't know. I just don't have the time or energy.
It's just
poly just seems like I don't know.
I just feel like if anyone starts self-identifying with words very early on, it's just like, oof, your identity and all of this stuff is very important. If like, you know, if I meet someone at a bar now, I'll be like, hey, I got a partner, but we're, you know, like we're open. Like you know, like
it's a bit of a uniform. You're giving yourself a uniform.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's ironic because it usually comes from people who don't like labels. But like, you know.
But people who don't like labels fucking love labels.
Like,
and,
It's like, I don't know. Like I grew up with punk rock, right? And it was like, for me, like real punk was not the fashionable punk. Like you weren't really like wearing a mohawk and all this fucking like things and just like shit. Like to me, it was just like to me, a real punk rock kids were like people who listen to Black Flag and like to get drunk and just like play loud, fast, and like just hang out and shit.
Totally.
You're 14. You're supposed to do this shit. Like you're not like but buying into the straight edge shit and the fucking things and I don't know. I like that. To me is a uniform. That to me is everything you're claiming that you're not. So
exactly.
It comes a little bit of like when you see like for instance in Berlin we have this very Berlin-y shit,
Yeah.
Where you kind of get like a Berghand person who dresses in black all the time, who just seems like a bitter all the time, who's just like have this vibe of like, no, it's so serious and so like they take themselves so seriously too.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know, that feels like
As soon as someone's holding an identity too tightly, it's just like ugh. Okay, and like fair enough, you need it, and that's your thing. But I'm a bit repelled by that because I'm like, there's a lack of flexibility, and there's also something a little bit kind of like something a little bit aggressive in it somehow, like pushing this thing out, and it's like, why don't we just get to know each other as humans before you start, but yeah, in terms of like the me communicating and us, you've also been in an open thing, it's like you're wanting to be respectful to the people you meet, so you let them know, hey, I have a partner, but like we're open, but like let's get to know each other. It's not like I'm in an ethically non-monogamous dynamic and I'm partnered with 3 people, and
it is so aggressive, and it also ruins shit. Like it's like I find like being too disclosey.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a turn off.
Me too. Yeah, I totally agree.
It's like with people who are really into kink.
Oh, exactly the same.
Where it's just like, these are my boundaries, and you can choke me, you can do this, and it's like, I like knife play, but I don't like this thing. Just don't do this and don't touch me here. And I'm just like, I understand that these are boundaries, and we're like, love it, great. It's great that you're communicative with it. I'm not hard anymore.
Yeah, totally. It's like there are nice ways to communicate these things, and there's like also just going with the flow of getting to know.
Thing, Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Yeah.
But the rules that we've got, because I think rules for rules, okay, because like monogamy is just like don't like but with an open relationship. So I'm trying. What's new about this format is that because of reading about the jealousy, I'm like, I would like to know what you're like. I would like to know. I would like to share in your joy that you meet this person, and you like, you don't have to film it. But like, I would like to, no.
If you do, like, I want to cut up your royalties.
Yeah, right. Put me in the credits. Like,
partner, not featured.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I want to know, and I want to be able to tell him. And so we're doing this. Like, we're starting open because like getting to know each other, I still have, a few lovers, and naturally so does he. And it's so it's like, as we're getting to know each other, let's not make our relationship something that is excluding good dynamics that we have. We know that we're in love and that we want to be we are each other's priority. Sure. But just because that's happening doesn't mean we need to, shut down and limit and restrict our our love or sex lives.
Sure.
So yeah, we're telling each other everything, and I think it's really cool, and I like to hear about it, and then be okay with it and be happy that he's enjoying this, and him be happy. I'm like, is it okay if I come home with like bruises and shit? And he's like, yeah, we can, like, yeah, like,
work
let's
around it. Yeah,
bring it home, like bring it. Yeah, let's.
He's tied up. It's like, all right, this is cool. Dude, I don't know. Bruises, depends how many bruises. Where are the bruises? What's happening?
Usually buttocks. Usually there's been like heavy spanking.
I get it.
With one of my lovers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many lovers do you have? Like what's the rotation?
I got a couple.
All right.
I don't want to say
you
numbers.
Don't want to name names?
Certainly not names, but also like I don't divulge numbers. You know what I mean? Like I
smart for the best.
Yeah. But there's some different dynamics with different people, and So that's Okay, it's 5:25. God damn. I really did want to talk with you longer, and we were just getting into some good shit. This is going to be quite a tight episode. Okay. But so I'm trying this. But
if we want, we can do this part 1, and then you can do like another one.
And we can do another one. Yeah.
We could do it at a different location. Let's go on let's do a field trip.
A field trip,
Yeah,
yes.
Let's go somewhere.
Let's go somewhere. Where can we go? Where do you want to go?
It's just this is just like the intro to the thing, but then the real thing.
The real thing. Where could we go? I went to
want to go like a zoo or something like that?
A zoo.
Maybe like a.
That could be interesting. I don't know what the acoustics would be like for the recording though. That's the problem.
We could do it on like the where they keep the snakes or something like that.
It'd be cool. That seems appropriate.
Could do it at the aquarium. I did acid and went to the aquarium. It was fucking one of the greatest experiences.
Really?
Yeah. It was fascinating.
I've never been to the aquarium here.
The aquarium is grossly underrated. We were going to go to the zoo because my friend was visiting and she loves zoos. Mm-hmm. It's just like, we're going to the zoo. Like, really? Like, yeah, I'll pay for your ticket. Oh, okay, fine. So,
yeah, for sure.
So we went there and like, and it was...
that was the one zoo, in the center.
Yeah,
zoo,
Tiergarten.
Tiergarten, yeah, not Tier Park.
Not Tier Park. Tier Park. I've also been to that one. It's
Tier Park's massive. Like it's like a huge park. Yeah, I liked it, but yeah.
Tiergarten is also more touristy. I guess. Yeah. So it's just like a Tier Park has its own things. But the thing is like a Tiergarten is also kind of bullshit because also the day we went is just like the big cats are not around. Yeah, this shit like I kind of like with everything, and it's one of those things that you know they're in captivity and they're all like fucking but the aquarium, my god, it's so much fun, dude.
Really?
Yeah, and then I was just like, I took half a tab of acid and I was just like I'm vibing with all the like you're watching all the jellyfish and shit, watching the piranhas eat. Watching the piranhas eat, they don't eat like you think they're gonna eat. They take like just like big chunks and shit. It's not like in the cartoons and stuff.
They're like
it's fascinating.
Oh, okay. I want to go to the aquarium. Maybe that could be a nice, okay. Because it's my person's birthday, turning 40, and we're trying to figure out. We like looked at flights to Paris.
Oh yeah. So it was like, forget it, we're going to the zoo.
I might be like, let's go to the aquarium. That's a bit of a downgrade, but might be easy. Okay, good recommendations.
Well, we can also do something else.
We could also do something else. Yes,
that's true.
I was thinking like a backdrop of like a sex store could be cool, but I don't know if they'd let us do that. There's one person that used to work at a sex store, but
yeah, well, I reckon they might if you actually put them on the thing.
The thing, right?
Yeah, because you
maybe we could do it on location in a sex store. Because there's some sex stores I can go and ask.
All right.
There's like a weird one in Neukölln. It's like it's got a sex kino, like a cinema, as well as like being like a store.
So this is like the part of there's a non-sex part of the podcast, and then the other one we just go like really really graphic and shit.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Let's do that.
Anything for my craft.
Right. Fuck yeah, for the craft. That's what I put it down to.
That sounds fun, man.
Yeah. Let's do that. I'll
we can also do a completely wholesome one if you want.
We could.
We could just meet somewhere and have cake.
I love cake.
Who doesn't?
Right. You must. Okay, you're fasting. Let's not talk about food.
You know what? It's weird because like it's actually when I get the biggest cravings. Mm-hmm. It's when if I'm fasting, I do fast sometimes, and then like 1 or 2 days or whatever. It's like it's good for you. It's also mine. Like it does wonders for my kind of balance.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think it actually centers me a little bit and just kind of makes me focus on this thing, and I'm just like, I don't know. You feel a little more accomplished.
Yeah, totally.
And then what I've noticed is like when I've fasted for a while, I actually watch more food-oriented shows and like a YouTube stuff.
But it doesn't make you hungry?
It does.
Oh, yeah.
But it's one of those things that I can't fight it. I think it's like if you're horny and you watch porn, it's just like, it's just,
Interesting.
Like it's just like, it's just like this thing,
So when you're basically when you're fasting, your YouTube feed or your viewing feed moves from sex to food.
It's so Bon Appetit oriented. It's crazy. Give it to me, Brad Leone. What's up? I'm just like
I do try and watch.
I just want to watch Claire bake. Yeah.
I do try and watch less. The more food series I watch, the worse my diet gets, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't watched the food thing for a while.
I'm obsessed with food. It's like my thing. So
I love food, but like it was because of what's his name, like David, the Korean American. Chang. David Chang. It was because of him that I ate fried chicken for the first time in 12 years.
Fried chicken?
12 years.
12 years?
I was I was vegetarian for 12 years.
You were vegetarian.
It was because of him that I was like, I want to eat some
So you broke your vegetarianism
because of David.
But you broke it with fried chicken?
No,
Straight.
I'd already been eating. Like, I would eat things as a guest. So if I, went to someone's home in Italy and they served something up, I'd eat it.
Yeah.
But it was because of David Chang that I went out and I bought fried chicken.
I'm such a fried chicken oriented person now because there's also so many kinds of fried chicken.
Oh my God.
Like
and
here in Berlin
the
alone.
Arabic fried chicken is amazing. Korean
fried chicken. There's this like
Arab. I said Arabic, but yeah. Anyway.
Are you talking about risa?
And also like city chicken.
Yeah, but I don't love city chicken like a rotisserie.
Yeah, the rotisserie. Yeah.
Fried. I don't think they're up to.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah, I don't go for the
them.
fried chicken.
There's a bunch of great places right now. There's Goldie's. That's like fucking like juiciest, look amazing. It's just like it's heavy too. It's like buttermilk, just like oh my god. There's Kimchi Princess does fantastic fried chicken, really good.
You're making me really hungry. Do you know that KFC has vegetarian chicken and it's good? Like it's actually good, and it has that because I've got a history.
I just feel like if I go there, I'm just gonna do the thing, I
know, but the vegetarian chicken is actually decent. Yeah. Like you can just try a few strips, like they have them, and you can be like, this is all right.
Sure, but I know
you're not motivated, but like
it's just one of those things. Like it's just like it's like when. I don't know. I think a Burger King or whatever that started serving like Beyond Meat kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like you can get this. And it's just like €1 more expensive. And I'm like, yeah, but why wouldn't I do that? Because I eat meat. I understand this from a perspective of someone who...
Yeah. So like for me, I'm excited because I'm like, oh my God, this like vegan, like vegetarian chicken.
It's also less healthy.
Good. Yeah.
It's also less healthy. Just like the only thing is it doesn't have animals.
Like, slightly less healthy. Just
it's got a lot more sodium. It's got there's stats don't lie.
Yeah, the stats don't lie. But if you're gonna like eat shit, then at least like feel ethically better about it. But I agree with you. Like I felt after
my
this,
ethics are not questioned by this at all.
All right.
If anything, I'm just like, why am I such a piece of shit that I'm having Burger King for lunch? But like, I don't know. I contemplate that more than the
animal question.
Like I should be having a better burger is my thing. But it's more about like I think those cravings come from I don't deserve better shit. I feel sometimes we have that thing,
I agree.
Like the fast food crave when it like hungover days.
Yes.
It's more like, no, fuck this. Like you could have a better burger.
Oh, yes.
That costs maybe 50 cents more. And on like a proper, there's so many good available like good burgers around.
Yeah.
But no, I want the shitty thing because I don't deserve it. Kind of thing. There's a part of your brain that it's like
I want to eat crap. It's like when you have like when you just eat shit.
Yeah.
Like French fries and pizza. And you're like, this is what my body deserves right now.
Yeah.
All right, we better wrap up. We've got a show happening.
All right.
How should people find you?
The Dan Gutierrez. And man, come to Chogoheads on Thursdays. There's gonna be some new shows brewing towards the end of the year. And I don't know, hit me up. I'm around.
The Dan Gutierrez. Amazing. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm at AF Barros. That has been Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Thank you so much and goodbye.